Next one we have is Jaylynn Chong, who's from Singapore. Nice warm weather for us, and we'll be looking at the implementation of AI Assistant for the training of IRB analysts and a novel educational approach. So please, again, welcome, Jaylynn.
Okay, thank you, Anthony, for the introduction. Just let me share my screen real quick. All right. Okay.
Yep, all good.
So, okay, let me just give a brief introduction of myself. I am Jaylynn from NHG Health, under the Office of Human Research Protection Program. Okay, so I'm part of the Research Quality Management Unit, whereby we are currently having a AI project team. Okay, so this project is actually under the AI project as well. So I am the presenting author for this project titled Implementation of AI Assistant for Training of IRB Assistant, a Novel Education Approach. So it's my pleasure here today to walk you through our team's motivation methods and insights from this project. So if you have any questions, you can contact me via email. If we have time, then we will address those questions in the Q&A today. So to begin, let me provide you some background to frame the context of this project. So this project actually focuses on the significant challenges faced in training new IRB analysts within our organization. Okay, so in this slide, you will see that over here, the new analyst is usually equipped with the SOPs and regulations, and then the mentor will move on to assign new studies to them. And then when the new analyst drafts and reviews the queries, the mentors will review them. And the cycle repeats until the analyst completes the review for the study. And then the mentor will assess whether the new analyst is ready or they will proceed to assign more studies to them. Okay, so this illustration serves to highlight how the current training model relies heavily on traditional mentoring approaches, which face several limitations. So the four key challenges that we face currently is inconsistent training approaches, where different mentors use varying methods, leading to lack of standardization, limited mentor availability due to staff shortages that constrains training capacity, the complexity of modern research protocols that add significant difficulties for new analysts, and the loss of institutional knowledge through staff turnover, which creates a substantial knowledge stream. So overall, the introduction emphasized the need to develop a standardized, accessible training solutions that can maintain consistent and preserve a expertise within the IRB department. So which brings us to the objective that we set. So based on the gaps identified in practice, we aim to develop a AI assistant to enhance IRB training to meet the following. First, to ensure the consistent knowledge retention, standardized application of ethics review principles. Second, to reduce dependency on mentor availability while maintaining high quality training standards for new analysts. Third, to provide independent, accessible training opportunities that can operate regardless of staffing constraints or mentor schedules. Okay, so taking all this together, the objective aim to provide a structured approach to addressing these issues highlighted earlier. Okay, so which brings us to the methodology. So we developed two complementary AI assistant on the PAIR platform. So PAIR platform is actually a government ChatGPT, if you were allowed it. So it's using a large language model technology. So let me briefly describe the two assistants. So MMR Expert, it serves as a learning companion that focuses on fundamental institutional requirements and regulatory knowledge essential for new analysts. The assistant demonstrates how AI can provide consistent access to foundational knowledge and standardized learning approaches. Second, assistant functions as a query assistant that provides practical supports for reviewing applications and standardizing the query approach when communicating with researchers. So both AI assistants were programmed with SOPs regulatory guidelines, and curated sample scenarios from previous ethics applications. So the AI assistant also have interactive learning approaches, enabling scenario-based training exercise, real-time knowledge verification. So the AI assistants were tested over a 1 month as supplementary tool by the new analysts, followed up by a qualitative surveys to gather feedback from both the new analysts and the mentors. Okay, so the next few slides, I will be showing you examples on how the AI assistant is being used in training scenarios. Okay, so for MLR Expert, which is a learning companion, so new analysts can actually request practice scenarios to test their understanding and reinforce in their learning. So in the example shows the analyst actually asked to test their knowledge, and the AI assistant presents a practice scenario where the new analyst must determine whether the study qualifies as a medical records research, identify the appropriate records, recognize any specific consideration that may apply. So after the analyst provides their response, the assistant will verify the accuracy of their answers and offer detailed explanation based on the SOPs within the knowledge base, creating an interactive learning experience. So as you can see on the right side of this, so the analyst did reply that it's under it's a medical records review and it's under expedited category. And the key concern is the identification. So they will explain why is it correct and then move on to detailed analysis based on the SRB guidelines. So the SRB is NHG version of the IRB. Yeah, call it domain specific review board. Okay, so these examples actually demonstrates how the AI assistant provides immediate standardized feedback and support, enabling new analysts to practice and refine their skills independently while ensuring alignment with established institutional procedures. Okay, so moving on to findings of our project, several key insights emerge from our preliminary evaluations. So qualitative surveys responses identified 4 benefits. So standardized review and query approaches, immediate access to institution knowledge database, reduced dependency on mentor availability, and enhanced support for self-paced learning. So all the projects actually provides benefits, important to acknowledge the limitations and challenges that we encountered as well. So the key limitations is that the AI assistant cannot replace traditional mentor-mentee relationship, which remains essential for developing the emotional intelligence and empathy skills necessary for effective coaching and support of new staff members. Another challenge involves complex ethics review, requiring nuanced human experience and professional judgment, which continues to benefit most from direct mentor supervisions. Although despite these limitations, the project still provides valuable learning points, and these challenges offers a useful direction on how we can proceed from here. All right, so in conclusion, our preliminary results demonstrates promising potential for AI-assisted training program, enabling faster and more consistent analyst development while maximizing new staff independence. So our finding revealed that AI tool is most effective in situations where immediate answers to knowledge-based questions were needed, providing instant access to institutional knowledge and standardized guidance. So importantly, the hybrid model proved most effective, with AI assistant working as a supplement to traditional mentoring relationships rather than a complete replacement. So as mentioned in the previous slide, complex cases still requires human guidance and human inputs. So moving forward, further evaluations involving larger training cohorts and extended assessment periods is required to comprehensively understand the long-term impact on training effectiveness and staff competency development. So we believe that the work demonstrates a valuable role that AI can play in supporting professional developments within ethics research, while highlighting the importance of human expertise in complex decision-making process. So thank you for your attention. I welcome any questions. You may also contact me via email after this session.
Great work, Jaylynn. And of course, as soon as I came online, my groundskeepers around my office are about to whippersnip and cut the grass. So please ignore the background noise. We've got a couple of questions there. If the trainee had answered exempt in terms of category 4, what part of the DSRB guidance would the AI cite to correct them?
Okay, so regarding these particular questions, because I'm actually coming from the research quality management unit, so I'm actually not under the IRB. So in that case, it's not my expertise to actually answer these questions because I do not know the correct answer.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no worries at all. Also, given the feedback that AI cannot entirely replace human interaction, what should the role of AI be going forward?
Okay, so AI, actually, there's a lot of potential with AI as we can tell from the presentation from yesterday's and all we know. Okay, so like I mentioned in my slides earlier, that AI will more serve as a supplementary tool instead of replacing human interaction. So if let's say the mentor isn't available to answer any questions that it's relatively straightforward, the new analyst can go ahead and ask the AI questions that they can get immediately. So it serves as a support instead of I lead. So human is still leading the training and AI is supporting in the background.
Okay, so great support tool. Lucy's come back. How does the AI decide whether to serve the next practice scenario immediately or pause for human mentor review?
Okay, so for in this case, because it's still a pilot phase, we haven't think that far on when um it should pause for a human mentor review. But just to recap, the AI assisted training is actually back to back together with the human mentor review phase. So the mentor still have continuous connection with the analyst. So if let's say they can still go on with their scenario training and then ask their mentors for feedback, and they can still go on even if they graduate from their analyst phase so that they gain more knowledge. Because uh, we don't see the same application every day.
Okay, I'm going to try and get one more in before the guy comes and cuts my grass. How was AI better than doing document search manually to find relevant sections?
Okay, so we all know that we have a lot of SOPs, we have a lot of guidance, and nobody have perfect memory. We do not know where that particular section or which document it is. So like for example, waiver of consent, we forgot which particular SOP is, and we want to know more about it. So by asking the I have this particular scenario and I need guidance on consent waiver. Can you list me the relevant SOPs and which particular section, which page? Once the AI actually tells you the relevant information, you can go on and search the particular document for an exact answer and then find your mentor for more assistance.
Okay, sounds great. Lots of chat about there. So please, everybody, join in with me in thanking Jaylynn for her great presentation.